and Season 4 soundtrack curator. Welcome to NBA 2K TV, Jason Tatum. Now, I feel like every time I interview you, you're leveling up in your career, and being the Season 4 soundtrack curator is a new addition to your repertoire. So how does that feel to add that to your career?
It's pretty dope. I think.
Greetings and best wishes for a happy holiday season from all of us at 2K Sports as we get set for this NBA presentation. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And giving us the rundown from the sideline, David Aldridge. Now Golden State's starting five. Up front, it's Green at the 4 with Jackson Davis at the 5. Red Hatter's out there with Stephen Curry. And it's Kuminga in at the 3. And for Minnesota, Conley and Edwards are the guards. Randall out there with Naz Reid. And it's Alexander Walker in at the small forward position. We're at the point in the season now, Clark, where teams know what they've got. Talk more about that aspect.
Yeah, you know, it's a good point. You've, at this point, figured out by now if you could potentially do something special as a team or if you need help to accomplish that goal. So some front offices look to go out and get that help.
Now, here's Kuminga, and he converts the layup.
And that'll start us off already. You can feel the tension in this arena.
Boy, I tell you, you're right. You can feel this one looking like it's going to be a tight one throughout.
How about using the rim to get some true hang time?
You know, he just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff.
Yeah, right. I don't know how much weight that carries.
Minnesota comes into this one following a loss to the Knicks.
Scoring efficiency was an issue in that one. Took them too many shots to get their points.
Yeah, and I think they just seem to be a page behind, a step slower out there all game.
And Hall of Famer David Aldridge spoke with Chris Finch. David?
Now, I asked him who hasn't worried out there on the floor, and his answer was Draymond Green. He told me he's a high-effort, high-IQ player who can be so effective. And right now, our plan is to stay physical with him and not let him dictate the terms out there. Of course, this means a hard-fought contest down low. Guys?
Thank you, David. And many around the league believe Curry doesn't get enough fouls called in his favor. G.A., what do you think?
There could be some truth to that. He gets held and grabbed more than anyone when running off screens, but especially blatant on drives to the rim.
Here is Edwards following the basket by Stephen Curry. Got a piece of it, and he gets it back. And that one is off.
You know, right now they're just 1 for 5. Rough start so far.
Here's Watkins. Another 3 for Golden State.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
To the inside, Edwards. And Edwards slams it in.
Boy, the athleticism of Edwards is something to behold. I love watching him sky up and throw it down.
Here's Watkins. No good on the triple. The Timberwolves have gone 2 of 6 from the field. Here's Edwards. Here's Reid. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
Saving that trip. Naz Reid turning a miss into a bucket.
Here's Watkins. His 3-pointers off the mark. For the Warriors, they won their last contest, that game against Memphis. Offensive rebound. Randall no good. Warriors leading by 4. Pass to Curry. And here in the first, about 3 minutes in.
You got to be careful how you guard Curry because he's so skilled with the ball and as a shooter. He's able to figure out ways to draw fouls.
The Warriors shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight.
And collectively, they're only about 73% as a unit right now.
You know, they've really put themselves behind the 8 ball in so many of their games because they just have not been able to knock down those foul shots.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Joe Barry's checked in for Reid. Joe Ingles comes in for Randall. Daniels, he's checked in for Alexander Walker. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Mike Conley.
Stellar D from Anderson right there. Sometimes players, I think, underestimate his length.
Nice shot by Red Hot. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Warriors?
They've not been passive at all on defense early on. Challenging shots, and it's resulted in a number of blocks.
And something else they've done well tonight is finding points in transition. So far, the fast break has been a plus for them.
Here is Edwards. After the made shot from Watkins, just 5 to shoot. And here's DiVincenzo from the arc. Minnesota working with a new shot clock. Here's Gobert. A second chance effort. And it's Looney with the rebound.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
And a trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well.
Now here's DiVincenzo. After the miss from Watkins. DiVincenzo against Anderson. Poke loose. Stolen by Anderson. Hield against McDaniel. And Hield gets it to go on the assist by Anderson.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possession.
And that one drops. Edwards got 6 points.
Edwards just doesn't allow defenders to bottle him up. Great focus and persistence.
Here's Curry. The 17-footer goes down.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Yeah, you got to turn up the dial on the intensity at the defensive end if you're them. I mean, it's still early, but I agree with you.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
And Edwards with a clear path to the basket. And it's out of bounds. Nice touch by Curry. Substitution now for Minnesota. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Julius Randle comes in for Joe Ingles. Alexander Walker, he's checked in for McDaniels. And Mike Conley subbed in for Edwards. And that one falls for Reid. When Naz Reid is out there, Clark, spacing the floor is a real asset for him.
For sure, and you know, he really puts a lot of pressure on the defense because he can score from anywhere on the floor, and he's got great size and strength. And he does the little things too. I mean, you look at his points and rebounds, but this guy gets deflections, he goes after loose balls, he gets you extra possessions on the glass, he steps in and takes, I mean, he does all the little and big things.
So with Curry sitting on the bench, here's the group that Steve Kerr has on the floor. Up front, it's Green at the 4 with Jackson Davis at the 5. Then it's Kuminga. Then there's Red Hot, and it's Waters in at the 2. Stephen Curry's checked in for the Warriors. Getting the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Red Hot was indeed hot, and the last game against Memphis was dominant. He added 37 points, but the big standout was his season high in rebounds. What an effort on the glass. Just a fantastic night for him. The kind he wants to have every night, I'm sure. Guys?
Thanks, David. Yeah, it was a special night for him. The team really fed off his energy.
Yeah, the catalyst for that win, it was an effort that I'm sure he's hoping to replicate tonight.
Yeah, you know, all indications are that he feels good coming into this one. Feels confident that he can build on that prior success.
Now, Alexander Walker. After the missed 3 from Watkins, Alexander Walker finds Randle. Another miss by Minnesota. And it's Curry with the ball, bringing it up for Golden State. They've led by as much as 10. Timberwolves trail by 9. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Boy, he really bungled that finish.
Here's Jackson Davis. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Here's Watkins. Reid with the block.
Great denial by Reid. Boundless energy he brings.
And I like that they're not settling. Getting the ball on the interior, 8 of their last 10 coming that way.
Sometimes you just got to man up and take a tough foul in order to stop these free runs to the rim.
And now we're being joined by our 2K insider, Shams Charania, who's calling in with a good story. Shams, what do you have?
Well, guys, teams are all grappling with this new CBA, especially the dreaded second apron. Fans possibly unclear on what it means. Honestly, even front offices are still navigating the complexities of the new restrictions. but basically it has become harder for teams to spend big and acquire new players under the current systems. We'll see, guys, how this impacts everyone moving forward.
Something to keep an eye on, no doubt. All right, Shams, thanks a lot. So the Timberwolves called their first timeout. Last time they lost to the Warriors.
Well, if they want to avoid the outcome of that first meeting, they'll need to be stronger on the glass. They were completely outmatched in the last one.
And sometimes that can be a motivating factor. May very well light a fire.
So it's the Golden State Warriors holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. Their defense has been terrific in this game. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
The Warriors 38.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. One of the stories here, red hot, getting it done today.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
Conley and Edwards are the guards. Nickeil Alexander-Walker out there with Randall, and it's Reed in at the 5. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Red hot, no good.
Man, I can't believe he blew that gimme, guys. Well, I know he's frustrated about that.
It's good.
They're taking it right into the teeth of the defense, and it's a defense that's starting to look frustrated.
Well, they should be. I mean, it has not been a good performance for him at that end of the floor.
Reed kicks to Conley. The pass to Randall. Lets it go from deep. It's hauled in by Jackson Davis. Warriors leading by 13. Here's Watkins. The offensive rebound. Count it.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
And to me, Draymond Green really embodies the idea of a high IQ player. He can read the opposition, predict where a play is going, and those instincts aren't something that can be easily taught to anyone. Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense. Well, you certainly can't fault him as the reason they're behind. He's been on target and on top of his game.
With the fadeaway. And the Warriors tack on 2 more.
You don't see that too often, the fadeaway shot when he's wide open.
Timberwolves trail by 17. To the paint. Here's Edwards. Goes up with it again. Goes up again. Green with the block.
No matter what night it is, Green seeks to intimidate and more often than not succeeds.
On its way from Curry for 2. And there are the Warriors now with another bucket.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Almost no holes in their performance tonight. They've been tremendous.
Curry against Conley. Outside Edwards. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet. Edwards got 11 points.
He's obviously hit a bit of a dry spell here, only 1 of 5 this quarter.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. Clark, if you had one word to describe Mike Conley, what would it be?
Reliable, steadfast, dependable. And I know that's 3, but I wanted to give you 3 different words I could use to describe him. Only 2 seasons in his whole career has he not played at least 50 games. That speaks to durability and professionalism.
Gobert, he's checked in for Minnesota. McDaniels comes in for Michael Conley. Back to McDaniel. 5 on the clock.
2 minutes.
Warriors with the rebound. Green's got his 4th rebound in this one.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. We'll see if that's the answer.
The 9-foot shot. McDaniels kicks to Randall. Here's Alexander Walker. Gobert. Over in the corner, McDaniels. Here's Randall. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
First personal foul. First team
Jonathan
foul.
Kuminga picks one up.
Putting the defender and the popcorn maker. I mean,
And so Edwards will bring it up for the Timberwolves. It's a 16-point game. And after this game wraps up, they're off to Atlanta where they'll take on the Hawks. And that one will start off a 3-game road trip for the team. On the court for Golden State here in the 4th. The athletic front court pair. Wiggins alongside Kuminga. Curry is out there with Red Hot. And it's Jackson Davis in at the center.
And the pass there floated it up to the precise spot it needed to be.
And no messing around on the finish. He powers it through.
and that's an alley-oop that'll be loop to loop all day long on the highlight reel.
Here's Conley. Reed kicks to McDaniel. Shot clock at 5 over Wiggins, and they'll get another chance.
And the offensive rebound and really the story here today. Even with the big lead, they're still showing more hustle on the board.
Curry against Conley. Just over a minute played here in the fourth. Here's Curry with the 3. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
It looks easy, effortless. Curry, natural from long range.
Pass to Reed. Here is Edwards. Here's the step back, and it's good off the back of the rim and in.
Watch out now. When this guy gets into a rhythm, it is something to behold.
Here's Watkins. And a miss there on the triple.
Defense better watch out. They better be alert, because this guy can make threes, as we saw in the first half.
They get it back.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
That ball's nice feed that time from Wiggins.
Nice assist there. Typically attacking with the scoring move. This time Wiggins attacks with the pass.
And here's Edwards from the arc. The Warriors pull it in. Outside Curry. Makes it off the glass. And that's 15 points for Stephen Curry.
On the offensive end, Curry both prolific and efficient.
No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. Sinks the triple.
Gets the shot he wants. The defense wasn't quite connected enough. They lost contact.
Curry with the bounce pass. Passes it to Watkins. Over Edwards. Kept alive. They shoot again. And it's Curry laying it in. And the Warriors lead by 18.
You know, Steph sticks his nose in and gets rewarded there, playing with no fear at all.
And the Timberwolves call timing. There's always a surprise, isn't there, Clark, in the offseason? Let's go back to 2022. That offseason, the Timberwolves going all in on Rudy Gobert.
Basically, Kevin, they traded 5 firsts plus a bunch of good players for Gobert. It was derided at the time, and I can understand why, but Rudy's defense has taken them to another level, and he's actually been a little better offensively than people thought he would be.
Here's Alexander Walker.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Kicks it to Conley. Shoots over Curry. The Timberwolves again can't hit. Warriors leading by 18. Count it, and he's now 8 of 9 from the floor.
relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
And, you know, until that final buzzer sounds, I mean, you've got to treat every possession like it's football.
And we are seeing tonight why Edwards was selected first overall. Anthony has a special ability to score.
Red hot, no good.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time. This one is all but over. I mean, what a ferocious and commanding performance for the Warriors.
Great, generous ball movement tonight. A thing of beauty.
Yeah, a remarkable team effort. They got everyone involved.
And so all the hard work here tonight converted into a tally in the win column. It'll be number 26 on the year.
And once they polish off this win, they'll be one more victory away from sweeping the season series.
And this isn't one of those mini-series either.
So we see the Warriors taking the game here. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And that about wraps it up. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. So long.